Hey everyone, today we already got 100 troop health, and the next big unlock we're gonna get is this node right here. So between crystal critters and normal critters, well they both clear mines, but now at 6 ER, since we already have defib and artillery, we can try using turret to maybe kill some engines. Because even if you look at its stats, we have 100% extra health and damage, which does affect the turret. So we can try it a few hits and see how it goes. And on this one, well, right away we have a 7 ER, which we'll see more of the next few days. Because even after turret, we want to start saving for 7 ER. But even on this one, we can maybe use it for, let's say, I think maybe killing one of these ERs. So let's try I think 3 turrets on this side. Might be a bit overkill, but I think it's worth a shot. Otherwise, on these bases with only 50 building health, I like doing a Rainmaker rush. So on this side, let's do maybe 2 Rainmakers. Well, on the right over here, maybe 2 clones and 4 on this side. And just see how it goes. So to start, we'll do 2 Rains on the far left. These guys going on this side. And we'll start early with the Serum and get 1, 2, 3 turrets out. And then pretty soon, maybe wait just a little bit, and get 1 defib going. Start flaring down that shock launcher. And then really just sputter flares. So get this engine down. As we see a bunch of rains, get the next one down. And we'll do another defib on this side. Go ahead, do a flare. And Serum, of course, to get everything sped up. Can go ahead and flare this one down. Maybe get a shield too. So a bunch of rains, do a flare on this side. And then we get 1 more Serum. Maybe a bit early. Looks like that guy's not going to finish, but this turret's down. And on this 7, we'll pull a 312. So I think for 50 building health, it's not too bad. Especially since he also had a Sky Shield. And getting some good stars. And I know that was a pretty fast hit, and maybe it's not for everyone. But you can still maybe try these Rainmaker rush hits. Because at least on the left side, well, you're using just 2 rains, you can let them go. Drop them a bit lower so they're out of range of that boom cannon. While on the right side, just starting early with 1 Serum. In fact, we even missed a couple rains. But the turrets are pretty important. You don't want to drop them all in the same spot, because I think there's a bug where if they're on the exact same tile, then only one of them is going to shoot. And not too close, because they're kind of like tanks where they hit the closest buildings first. So if you drop them too close to the engine, they're going to hit that machine gun too. So almost like you're dropping stationary tanks to kill this mortar, maybe that flame, but then straight onto that ER. And once you drop them, you can forget about them. Well, on the right side, it's really about what you flare. So clearing a few mines, but getting down that shock launcher, then going for this engine, and trying to keep the Rainmakers under Serum almost always. But after you see a bunch of those shots, you can keep on flaring. Here I know it's still a lot, we did 3 arts for the Sky Shield, 1 more defib for those mines, and then doing a Grand Flare, so from that one spot, even here we don't even have to worry about that shock launcher because we got a bunch of clones there. So flaring that engine, then on this one. All the while, again, the turrets are taking care of this ER. So it is one way to try out these hits, and even if you're a bit slow with Serums, may be okay once we get to 100 building health. And here we got another match, finally being a 6 ER, so we can try using turrets to maybe take one of them down. On this one here, maybe the left side is a little tough, that boom cannon right there. Or looking at it again, we have 100 troop health, so maybe a boom cannon we don't even care about. So going back to the old hit with 3 current cannons on the left side, and then 2 clones, and then 3 more on the right. So here, even though we can't really shock that shock launcher, we can almost ignore it and just shock the other stuff. So maybe 1 shock for those boom cannons and that splash, and then 1 more shock for these guys over here. And the 3 turrets, we can again spread them out outside of that cannon range, while everyone else on the right side. So here we still want to do the current cannons a bit to the right, so we'll do 1, 2, 3, these guys going, and here we'll do 1 Serum, and then we'll do 2 shocks. We'll get 3 turrets going. On the right side, start those serums. And maybe get a defib going too. Got 1 crit cannon down because I guess we missed something. But once we get that down, we can flare that mortar right here. And go for that flame. And always want to keep these guys moving. We get maybe 1 more serum pretty soon. And then go for this engine. That shock launcher is a bit annoying, but I think we can art it out. Turrets are doing a good job, the crit cannons are doing a good job. So it's just leftover arts in this last ER. And I think a 310 and a 6 ER at this point kind of makes sense. So we'll see if we're fast enough right here. And in this space, looks like a win. And let's watch it hit again so we can kind of break it down. It's still the same idea as the old 6 ER hits. So going 3 from this side, dropping on the right. Again, we almost don't care about that shock launcher. Well, I guess we missed that boom cannon. So we should have done a better shock, so we lost one right there. But even that shock launcher here, sure it shocks your crit cannons a few times, but because we drop one towards the right side, all those critters just end up killing it. And of course, while we're doing serums on the right side, these turrets, they can even tank quite a few boom cannon shots. So a couple of them kill a boom cannon, then start working on the engine. And we're showing more of this side because, well, during the hit you saw what the right crit cannons did. But it's really just, once you drop this left stuff, you can kind of ignore it until maybe during the last few flares. And here we saw, okay, we don't have too many critters on this last engine, so just finish it off with some artillery. And I think it's easier hits because in the old style, you also have to flare all the way to this engine, which means you need more serums and maybe some other shocks or stuff. So I just think turrets makes it easier because once you put them down, you can forget about it. They do a good job and take down the engine. And honestly, I wasn't really expecting turrets to have that much use. Because it was mainly, it's like a critter node, crystal critters. Turrets are like to fill that spot. But using it to kill an engine is kind of an added bonus. And here we got this base right here. Maybe there's a chance that we can use, I think, 2 crit cannons. But it might just be easier and safer using just Rainmakers. Especially you don't need a serum with Rainmakers. Well, on the right side, well, we could use turrets for this side over here. You can kill the shield. Because again, if you drop all the turrets in the same spot, then not all of them are going to shoot. So kill the shield to do a few turrets. It saves time for crit cannons to go over there. So we'll do 2 rains. And I think just 2 clones and 4 crit cannons. So let's get the rains going first, because it's just 1 engine. On this side, drop everyone here. Get 1 serum going. And let's get rid of that shield. And then do 3 turrets. Either way, they're going to hit the machine guns first, but do want to get them out early. And pretty soon, same as other hits, we're flaring 1 building on that side. And as we get a few critters right there, go on for this ER. 1 more serum going. And over here we can do maybe a couple shocks. And get a shield going too for all that stuff. And then hopefully pretty soon, get 1 more serum. And then maybe 1 more flare. Rainmakers kill that ER. Turrets kill that one. And any leftover arts can get right here. So in this space, around the same, getting 311. But those turrets taking that 1 engine really saves us time. So let's see this guy right here. Getting 1 more win. And looking again at the idea of the hit, it's not always a left engine that you can turret out. It's really anyone on its own. So here, this 1 engine by itself, you can use 2 Rainmakers. And here again, using 3 arts so all the turrets aren't in one spot, but setting them early so they can start working on those buildings and the engine. But because we have turrets taking care of that side, we never have to go in that corner, and just saves us a lot of time moving around and having enough critters there. So it's almost like just saving 1 ER with 3 turrets. Here just flaring these buildings again, then the ERs. On this base, since it's a bit different, we can shock the shock launchers because there's a lot of stuff there. And even the splash, so that's why he did a shield. We're super smart and we serum that flame right there. But once you go to the last ER, there should be enough critters to just overwhelm everything. And like we said, any leftover artillery can do it on the engine because it goes down even faster. And we got one more match right here. Another 6 ER, this one being maybe a little bit different. 2 shock launchers on this side. But maybe what we can do is instead using, well, I guess still 2 Rainmakers on the left side for that one engine. Just thinking where's a good spot for turrets. And there's not too many cannons here, so what we can do is maybe have like 1 turret a bit further to only distract the shock launchers, and then 2 a bit more on the left for killing that engine. So we'll get 2 range on the left side, and then 2 clones and 4 turret cannons, and we can try that out. So first we'll do 2 range pretty low, and get these guys going, do 1 serum, and here we'll do 1 turret a bit close, and then 2 a little further away. So on this side here, we can do 1 defib, get rid of those mines, and now just start flaring buildings kind of next to the engine. So first we'll get that flame, a few of them out there, then go for that shock launcher, 1 more serum, go for that machine gun, and we'll already art that shield. Once you see a few critters, go for the other machine gun, maybe 1 art for that shock mine, and now just go for the last 2 ERs. Turrets are almost doing nothing, but maybe a bit of distraction either way. Got some Rainmakers finishing that off, so maybe a few arts on this bottom side. So even though the turrets did maybe like 2% of the work, still pulling a 310 and maybe that's fine. Just a few seconds and getting that win. Which I think sometimes is a hit or miss with turrets, because not every single base is going to have a good ER you can take care of. Like even though we did 1 to distract the shock launchers, those turrets still take a bit of time to finish that off. Especially this one here hitting that mortar because it's dumb. But I think either way they did some damage and even a little bit helps out. But at least looking at that first 7 ER and some of the other 6s, using turrets can really help take one engine out. And right now next steps is we're going to be saving for 7 ER. And tomorrow is still just chest collecting because it's 150 keys. But once we go 7, see how that goes. If you want, there's some other stuff you can get at 6, but I think any 7 ER should beat even a maxed out 6. Even a hero like Rudy we think about after we go 7. So right now, just being in prison for a few more days. But let me know how you're liking the turret hits, and that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.